You won't believe which American celebrities. Remember, they're incredible even know about we uncover their stories and lives that most people didn't. Let's start for part 2. Barbara Poirier, 1936, January 20th, 2026, was born on February 2nd, 1936, in Chicago, Illinois, the youngest child of Joseph, Toby and Josephine. Joyce grew up cherishing summers on her grandparents' farm in Wisconsin. She graduated from Mundelein College in Chicago in 1958 with a degree in medical technology, and later earned a master's degree from National University in San Diego in 1982, building a remarkable career spanning over 50 years as a medical technologist in hospitals and clinics across California and Oregon. In 1960, she married Donald Dick Poirier, and together they raised 5 children, creating a life filled with family, faith, and adventure. A devoted Catholic, she was active in her parish communities, helped start a local elementary school, and was a passionate advocate for education and family gatherings. Barbara loved travel, documenting every journey from the Holy Land to Europe, and was known for her joyful spirit, themed parties, and her tireless pursuit of fun, including trying to be on Wheel of Fortune. She passed away peacefully in her sleep at the age of 89 on January 20th, 2026, at her home in Elmira, Oregon, leaving behind a legacy of love, laughter, faith, and dedication to her family and community. Ronald William Ron Jones was born on October 3rd, 1952 in Christchurch, New Zealand, and became a highly respected obstetrician and gynecologist whose work changed women's healthcare. After studying medicine at the University of Otago, he built a distinguished clinical and academic career, eventually becoming a professor at the University of Auckland. In the 1980s, Jones brought global attention to unethical medical treatment practices related to cervical disease at National Women's Hospital, courageously exposing these issues and advocating for patients' rights and scientific integrity, a pivotal moment in medical ethics and women's health in New Zealand. His unwavering commitment earned him honors, including the Companion of the New Zealand Order of Merit and the AI Scientific Freedom and Responsibility Award, making him the only New Zealander to receive that prestigious recognition. Beyond his professional achievements, he was a devoted husband and father. After a long life of service and advocacy, Ronald Jones passed away in Auckland on January 30th, 2026, at the age of 72, caused naturally causes of medicine. Fernando Julián Esteso Alue was born on February 16, 1945, in Zaragoza, Spain, into a family of traveling performers, and made his first stage appearance at just 6 years old as El Niño de la Jota, a clown in his parents' shows. He moved to Madrid in the 1960s, where he transitioned from theater to film and television, eventually becoming one of Spain's most beloved comic actors. Esteso rose to national fame in the late 1970s and early 1980s alongside Andrés Pajares, starring in a series of hugely popular comedy films like Los Vingüeros and Yo hice a Roque, 3 that became cultural touchstones of Spanish cinema and endeared him to audiences across the country. Beyond acting, he also recorded humorous songs like La Ramona and remained a familiar face on TV and in theater for decades. After more than 60 years in show business, Fernando Esteso passed away on February 1st, 2026, at age 80 in Valencia, after being hospitalized with respiratory problems, leaving behind a legacy as one of Spain's iconic figures of humor and entertainment. Kenneth Joseph Ken Peplowski was born on May 23, 1959, in Cleveland, Ohio, and grew into one of America's most beloved jazz musicians, renowned for his warm, expressive clarinet and tenor saxophone, playing that carried the spirit of swing and mainstream jazz across more than 5 decades. After early gigs and study in Cleveland, he toured with Legacy, big bands like the Tommy Dorsey Orchestra, and later performed with legends including Benny Goodman, building a reputation as a virtuoso interpreter of traditional jazz, while also leading his own recordings and groups. Peplowski recorded extensively, appeared on hundreds of albums, and served as music director for events like the Oregon Coast Jazz Party and the Oregon Festival of American Music, sharing his artistry and passion with fans and fellow musicians alike. In 2021, he was diagnosed with multiple myeloma, a form of blood cancer, but continued to perform and inspire until his final days. On February 1st, 2026, at age 66, Poplawski died unexpectedly aboard the Celebrity Summit cruise ship during the Jazz Cruise 26, where he had been scheduled to perform, leaving behind a legacy of joyful improvisation, mentorship, and deep contributions to the world of jazz. Gerardo Taracena was born on March 27, 1970, in Mexico City, Mexico, and became one of the most respected and versatile Mexican actors of his generation, with a career that spanned theater, film, and television for more than 3 decades. He studied dramatic arts at the University Center of Theater of the National Autonomous University of Mexico, UNAM, and began his artistic journey performing in stage and dance productions, laying a foundation for his powerful and expressive acting. Taracena gained international fame with memorable roles in major films including Mel Gibson's Apocalypto, 2006, where he played the fierce warrior Middle Eye, and in Hollywood productions like Man on Fire and Sin. Nombre, he became a familiar face to global audiences as drug smuggler. Pablo Acosta in Netflix's hit series Narcos Mexico, and starred in dozens of other projects across Mexico, the US, and streaming platforms. A winner of the Ariel Award for El Violin and a 3-time nominee for Mexico's top film honors, Taracena was praised for his intensity, honesty, and deeply human performances. On January 31, 2026, at the age of 55, Gerardo Taracena passed away in his hometown of Mexico City, leaving behind a rich legacy of unforgettable characters and a lasting impact on Mexican and international cinema. Marian Krzysztof Kasprzyk was born on September 22, 1939, in Kołomin, Poland, and went on to become one of Poland's greatest amateur boxers. Known for his fierce skill, resilience, and remarkable comeback story, a 3-time Olympian, he first won bronze at the 1960 Rome Olympics in the lightweight welterweight division, then achieved the pinnacle of his sport by capturing gold at the 1964 Tokyo Olympics in the welterweight class, cementing his place in boxing history. Throughout his career, he fought 270 bouts with 232 victories, earning medals and admiration at European championships and consistently representing his country with heart. Off the ring, his life was equally dramatic. He briefly faced legal trouble early in his career before returning to greatness, and after retiring in 1976, he devoted himself to training young fighters and serving the boxing community. A decorated athlete honored with national awards and beloved by fans in Bielsko-Biała, Kasprzyk passed away on February 2, 2026, at age 86, leaving a legacy of courage, perseverance, and unforgettable Olympic glory. Ron "Schoolboy" Teasley was born on January 26, 1927, in Detroit, Michigan, where he discovered his love for sports at an early age. A multi-talented athlete, he excelled in both baseball and basketball, earning recognition in high school and later at Wayne State University, where he batted an impressive .500 in a college baseball season. After serving his country in the U.S. Navy from 1945 to 1946, Teasley pursued his dream of professional baseball, signing with the Brooklyn Dodgers organization shortly after. Jackie Robinson famously broke Major League Baseball's color barrier. Although his time in the Dodgers farm system was brief, he went on to shine in the Negro National League with the New York Cubans and later in the Mandak League, showcasing his talent and determination during a pivotal era in baseball history. Beyond his playing career, Teasley dedicated over 30 years to teaching and coaching in Detroit, inspiring countless young athletes and leaving a lasting impact on his community. He was honored in multiple halls of fame for his contributions to baseball and as a bridge between the segregated past and the inclusive future of the sport. Ron "Schoolboy" Teasley passed away on February 3, 2026, at the age of 99, remembered as one of the last surviving Negro Leagues pioneers and a symbol of perseverance, talent, and dedication both on and off the field. Gregory de Polnay was born on 17 October 1943 in Chelsea, London, England, and became a respected actor, director, and voice specialist known for his work across stage, television, radio, and audio drama. He built a long career with notable television appearances in British classics like Doctor Who and Dixon of Dock Green, along with roles in series such as Poldark, Enemy at the Door, Tenko, and Howard's Way, and he also starred in the Australian sitcom The Group. After an onstage accident in 1987. He retrained as a voice teacher, earning advanced qualifications in voice studies and text performance, and going on to teach and coach at top drama schools, including RADA and Lambda, while working behind the scenes in theater, production, and radio. Well respected in the world of audio and dramatic performance, his deep voice and dedication enriched countless stories for listeners and collaborators. Gregory de Paulnay died on 1 January 2026 at the age of 82 in Poitiers, France, leaving behind a legacy of performances, teaching, and the many voices he helped bring to life. Tal Berkovich was an Israeli-born actress, model, and culinary personality who captivated audiences around the world with her talent, beauty, and passion. Born in Kiryat Tivon, Israel, she began her artistic journey early, training in ballet with prestigious companies like Israel Ballet and Bat D'Or, before moving into modeling and acting, with work in Europe, the United States, and television series including Payday and Perfect. Tal also became widely known through her appearance on the Romanian edition of the cooking competition Chef la Cuțite, where she earned the coveted Cuțitul de Aur, golden knife, for her impressive culinary skills, winning over both judges and fans. In late January 2026, while visiting her family in Israel and on the way to celebrate her mother's birthday, Tal was tragically killed at the age of 41 in a severe car accident after her vehicle collided with a truck near Talalim in the Negev. Her sudden death sent shockwaves through the entertainment and culinary communities, with friends and fans sharing heartfelt tributes to her vibrant spirit and creative legacy. Victoria Kafka Jones was born on September 3, 1991 in San Antonio, Texas, daughter of acclaimed actor Tommy Lee Jones and his then-wife Kimberly Cloughley. She began acting as a child, appearing alongside her father in films like Men in Black 2, 2002, and The Three, Burials of Melquiades Estrada, 2005, and later had a small TV role on One Tree Hill, before stepping back from the spotlight. In the years before her death, she kept a relatively private life but faced legal struggles in 2025, including arrests in California, on charges related to controlled substances and other misdemeanors, to which she pleaded not guilty. In the early hours of January 1, 2026, Victoria was found unresponsive at the Fairmont San Francisco Hotel and pronounced dead at age 34 after emergency responders were called. Officials have said no foul play is suspected, and a medical examiner's investigation is ongoing with initial reports suggesting a possible overdose. Her family has asked for privacy as they mourn her sudden passing, remembering her early work and life in a high-profile Hollywood family. Marion Cleaves Diamond was born on November 11, 1940, in Glendale, California, and grew into a pioneering American neuroscientist who transformed how we understand the human brain. A professor at the University of California, Berkeley, she and her team were the first to show that the brain's structure can change with experience, a discovery known today as neuroplasticity, proving that enriched environments improve brain development while impoverished ones can hinder it. Her work gained worldwide attention in 1984, when she studied slices of Albert Einstein's preserved brain and found it had more support cells than average, highlighting brain complexity and stimulating new research on glial cells. Beyond her lab, Diamond was a beloved teacher known for carrying a preserved brain in a hatbox to anatomy lectures, inspiring generations of students and emphasizing lifelong learning. She continued teaching and researching until retiring at age 86, and she also co-authored books that helped spread her ideas on brain health and education. Marion Diamond passed away on July 25, 2017, at age 91 in Oakland, California, leaving behind a legacy that changed science, education, and how we think about the human mind. Huda Sha'rawi was born on June 23, 1943 in Al-Minya, Egypt, into a prosperous family that gave her access to education and exposed her early to politics and culture. Raised within the restrictive harem system of her time, she challenged gender norms and began organizing lectures for women, opening doors for their participation in public life. In 1986, she helped lead Egyptian women in their first street demonstrations against British colonial rule, marking a dramatic rise in female political activism. In 1999, she founded the Egyptian Feminist Union, campaigning for women's suffrage, reforms in personal status law, and expanded education for girls and women. The same year, she famously removed her face veil in public upon returning from an international suffrage conference, a symbolic act that became a turning point in Egyptian feminist history. Over the next decades, she launched influential women's publications, represented Egypt at global women's congresses, and later became the founding president of the Arab Feminist Union. Sharawi's activism laid the groundwork for later advancements in women's rights across Egypt and the Arab world. She died on January 23, 2026 in Cairo at age 83, leaving a legacy as a pioneering leader of the modern women's movement. Arno Lever was born on October 11, 1954 in Moisakula, Estonia, and became a beloved Estonian film actor best known for his breakout role as Arno Tali in the classic 1969 film Kavadi Spring, adapted from Oscar Lutz's beloved novel, a role he reprised in Suvi, Summer, in 1976 and Sugis Autumn in 1990, making him an enduring face in Estonian cinema. Though he stepped away from acting after Autumn and chose a quieter life, working as a truck driver, taxi driver, and locksmith in Tallinn, his portrayal of the spirited, young Arno in those films remained a cultural touchstone. And in 2012, Kavadi was named Film of the Century in Estonia, with Lever's character and co-star, Rina Hein's character, honored as the couple of the century. Later in life, he moved with his wife, Anne, to Hiiumaa Island, where they raised livestock and lived a rural life. He faced personal challenges such as legal troubles in 2018 and 2023, but remained a well-remembered part of Estonia's film heritage. Arno Lever died in Estonia on January 1, 2026 at the age of 71, leaving behind a legacy tied closely to some of the most cherished films in Estonian cinema.